My name is Von Yvonne. I am going to be running this time. I'll be doing Neutopia 2 for the TurboGrafx 16. This qualifies for this marathon by virtue of being on the TurboGrafx 16 / PC Engine, and therefore it just automatically makes it obscure. This game is not bad by any stretch, as you will see over the course of the next about hour and 20, I want to say. So, very good. All right. I think I am just about ready to go. I hope you're listening in for a countdown. We'll let this little demo here expire, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Beautiful. All right. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so here we go. So we're going to have this simple cutscene here. We're supposed to die. Even though it says don't die, but we do. And all of a sudden we got this kid staring at some lady while she's sleeping. Which is actually really convenient because she had a vision about this guy's father, who was what you just saw, the person you just saw die there in that opening cutscene. The person who died in that opening cutscene is someone named Jazeta. They are actually the protagonist of the first Neutopia game, and this is his son here, who is being told by this lady that she had a vision of what happened to his father, who has been missing for over a year, and wants him to go to the Urias Shrine in order to figure out what's going on. So that's what we're going to do. But before we do, we need to get ready here. We need to talk to this guy. We are going to pick up some boom bombs, as well as a vial of medicine. I don't know, man. I guess maybe you just gotta honor his father. Alright, so one thing I want to mention right off the bat, the music in this game truly slaps, and this is a fantastic example of it right here. Now, I'm going to be killing select enemies along the way because I'm going to need money. In fact, I'm going to need a pretty specific amount. I need at least 300 gold in order to buy a weapon that I'm going to need for the majority of this game. Alright. There we go. That's a 50 coin. We like seeing those. There's actually... So the silver coins are 10, the gold coins are 50, and there's a money bag that they can drop. Certain enemies can drop that's worth 100. We would love to see that. In fact, these little slimy guys are the ones that can do it. Come on, show me one. Show me one. Yeah, there it is. Brilliant. Alright. These pig soldiers can also drop bombs, which is something I would love to see. And didn't. Okay. Alrighty. So we're coming up here. This guy is going to give me an extra segment of maximum life. So this is probably a good time to explain what exactly constitutes the 100% category. What I'm going to be collecting are all permanent items, as well as all of my sword, shield, and armor upgrades. Also, all of my life and bomb capacity upgrades as well. The bombs are going to be crucial throughout pretty much this entire run. Oh, I'll explain the damage boosting here in a second, though. But bombs we are going to need for... Oh, nice. That drop is pretty cool. Oh, whoops, I should probably drop a bomb, huh? Paying attention to too many things at once. Alrighty. So I want to kill these guys because they can drop 50 coins and bombs. That is absolutely perfect. Those 2 drops right there. It's almost like I planned it. Okay. So we pick up the bronze armor here. Alright, so damage boosts in this game are pretty wild. The nice thing about damage boosts is you will always boost in the direction opposite what you're facing, no matter what hits you and from what direction. So we actually use it to our advantage there. There's literally an enemy right inside that room as soon as we enter it. So instead of it just boosting us back and basically keeping us there in that opening, we turn around immediately so that we can be boosted in the direction that we want to. I'll use this a few other times, you know, a few other planned times throughout the game. So what I just picked up there is the key. Every crypt, and there's 8 of them, this is the first of the 8, is going to require the key that you obtain in that actual crypt itself in order to open the door that leads to the boss. So now that we have that, we'll be able to confront the boss of this dungeon. Ooh, I'll take those. You know, Lungkisser, if you take nothing away from the next hour and 20 minutes, except for the fact that the music in this game is sweet, then I will consider that a success. Alright, so we gotta bomb our way over here. Drop a couple bombs here to make killing these zombies a hell of a lot faster. Ooh, I'll take all that. Alrighty. So here's Mecha Worm. This boss is extremely random. Where it pops out of the ground and what direction it's going is completely unpredictable. So we need to hit it 12 times while it's out. That's 6. So it can do that, just appear like right under you, and there's literally nothing you can do. This boss is actually somewhat dangerous if you're doing any percent, because typically you don't pick up that armor upgrade or the armor upgrade. So like 3 hits and you die. And again, when it pops out and there's literally no warning, then you know, there's not much you can do. So we now have the Chalice of Agony. We are going to put this to good use fairly soon. First we need to walk on back. Oh, there. Cool. I'm at 300 gold. That is beautiful. So, oh my god, and I'm at max bombs. Sweet. So all I need to do is just walk back now. This is perfect. Just shove these guys out of my way. You know, it's funny, this is, I've run this for a few different marathons now, and that's by far the best drop luck that I've had in the beginning part of the run. Now, I'm definitely going to need some decent drop luck for things later on, but having the 300 gold by pretty much this point here is really important and really fortunate too. Alrighty, so this guy is super stoked that we have the Chalice of Agony because it means that we can stand right here and produce it, and it will spout out all of this freezing water that's going to turn this lava into ice. And we can just walk right across it. There are no Neutopia randomizers that I'm aware of, and if there were ones, I would be aware of them, trust me. Alright, so here we go into our first town. Look like barbecue sauce? Nice. I'd have been swimming in that if that was the case. Alright, so this jolly fat man here is like, yo, I've got these extremely murderous boomerangs for 300 gold. Would you like one? And we say, yes, please. We are going to use these weapons liberally, especially against bosses. So, getting it is a huge time save. Also, we're going to talk to these purple-robed guys throughout the run. What they will do is they will quote-unquote give us a password, but more importantly, they serve as a checkpoint where when we're going to get items later that look like little wings that are going to warp us out of crypts and whatnot. They will warp us to these hooded men, so we will want to talk to them in the right places so that we can fast travel back to them in such a way that saves time. Also, they refill your life, which is actually rather convenient in a couple spots when you talk to them, so it's all good. Alrighty, you have ROM hacking info on this game? Yo, hit me up when this is done. Alright, so we are picking up the Fire Staff. This is one of the greatest hits from the first Neutopia. Unfortunately, it is not nearly as potent as it was in the first game. But we will still use it in some sections. Oh my goodness. Fly, please. Alright, Boomerang does a great job of just clearing enemies out. That's right, I have max bombs. I don't even need to mess with these pig soldiers. Just gonna get him out of my way. Same here. Normally I would farm them for bombs if I was at anything less than maximum because they're just that important throughout the entire run. But the fact that I am at max bombs going into the second crypt is just chef's kiss. Alright, so this guy is going to increase my bomb capacity. Now, unfortunately, unlike the first game, when he increases my capacity, he does not refill my supply, which is rude, but that's just the way it goes. Alright, so we're about to go into the second crypt. I'm going to boost off this guy just to move a little faster. Take some damage too. Come on. Ah, that's not what I meant to have happen. Alright, but that's fine. Alright, so this prisoner here is going to teach us about the dangers of brown blocks. Or red blocks, as he calls them, even though they're clearly brown. You see, when you get too close to them, they shoot out those swords, if you will. And those can be very annoying. So we will try to avoid those at all costs. I will not succeed 100% of the time, though I can pretty much guarantee that. We now have the bronze shield. He does look like Tella. That's a good point. He's going to come back and repeat the same thing that he just told us because he's old. Just like Tella, he's forgetful. Oops, hello. I didn't get super lucky there. So these skeletons... So, I should probably talk about drop tables. Every enemy in this game has a unique drop table of 3 different items that they can drop, and they're uncommon and rare drops. The rare drop for those skeletons is bombs, so if I did get it, I would have been extremely lucky. But unfortunately, no. But it's alright. These things can be a pain in the butt, but they actually gave me a really good pattern, and they gave wings. Bless. Bless. That was perfect. Alright. very specific way there, so we avoid all of that riffraff. He's telling us about the boss that we're going to be fighting in a little bit, but first we need to get things. Ooh, that ring is nice to have. That's not going to be useful until much later in the game, but the fact that I already have it is positive. Oh, get away. I already have wings, I don't need to farm them. Ah, shoot. So, if these enemies line up... Ooh, bombs, thank you. If those enemies line up properly, there is a chance that you can kill all 4 of them with one throw of the boomerang. It's fairly rare, though, but it's always swag when you get it. For these to go... These are on a fixed cycle, so we know when they're going to come out. I'm just making it look that way, Chubby. Bronze Sword, this is actually a fairly nice upgrade over what I already had. Yeah, dude, at $6? Oh my god. That's a great deal. You know, one of the things that really I liked about the first Neutopia game, but then also this one, is that these games are rather challenging. Playing through these casually is... They're pretty tricky, so I mean I absolutely recommend them. They're great casual games as well as speed games, but yeah, for sure. Oh my goodness, I got 2 bomb drops. What is going on with this RNG? This is crazy. Alright, so these are the maggot moths. These are also very random. Can also be very dangerous just because they can kind of team up on you here. 1 hit is fine. That's not okay. Okay, good. That one's dead. Oh, thank goodness. That was really fortunate for that one to activate as my boomerang was coming back. And then I got to just throw it again and just finish it all there in that cycle. Otherwise, I was going to be in a bit of trouble. Nothing that using my medicine couldn't have fixed, but I would rather not use it this early. Alright, so now we're going to use those wings we found to just zip right back to... otherwise, I would have to walk all the way back the way that I came out here. Just to get back to this point. But I have used the wings to save all of that time. I am really glad you mentioned that, Grandra, because the answer is yes. With great power comes great responsibility, as they say. If you move or if you get damage boosted at a certain point, as your boomerang is on its way back, then it can go sailing right by you and you do lose it. Yeah, exactly. So, now, you can just go and buy another one, but especially later in the run, there are not any convenient spots to go and get one. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, it really would. So, I am going to take as much precaution as I can to make sure that I do not lose that boomerang. There's one particular boss that's going to make that very difficult, and that's not until later on in the run. So, but I mean, I will gladly just take damage right to the face if it means that I guarantee that I do not lose my boomerang. So we're going to put the Chalice of Agony into the Shrine Mother's hands. She's going to reveal this stairway, and our adventure can continue. Yes, the TurboGrafx 16 Mini that is going to be coming out, I believe, next month, is going to have both Neutopia 1 and 2 on it, so pick that up. The 19th? Yeah, okay, that's only 3 weeks from now. Not even. I do not know the full list of games off the top of my head. I do know that Neutopia 1 and 2 are on there by the grace of God. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is... So, I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. I will say this at the end. But anytime that I get an opportunity to spread the gospel of Neutopia in a marathon setting to the masses, I am always humbly appreciative. So, big shout-outs to my man Palmer for accepting this into this marathon. But, yeah, there's games like this that have great music, interesting graphics, fun and challenging gameplay that most people during the late 80s and early 90s just had no clue they existed and don't to this day. So anytime I get to kind of open y'all's eyes to a game like this, it's something that I truly appreciate. Yes, see, Uber knows what's up. I am I am the Reverend of Neutopia. It is a title that I wear with pride. Alrighty. Don't need to worry about these enemies here. Do need to worry about these guys. These lightning-throwing jerks can also disappear, too, during which time you cannot damage them. So luckily I was able to kill them quickly enough before they did that. Alright, so this is probably going to be another... Oh, no, maybe it's not. Wow, that dude absolutely cooperated. Normally he likes to hang out down there in the corner. And you have to go down and chase somebody shooting lightning up at you, which would normally boost you backwards. However, if you're clever and you turn around, you can actually boost, like, basically right into the guy and just sit there and slaughter him. Oh, yes. Man, the meme is so glorious, and the fact that it permeates so many different communities and whatnot is... Yeah, man, it's heartwarming. The inspiration that is Neutopia. Alrighty. Oh, sure, I'll bet. So we just picked up the silver shield here. Another upgrade we need to get. Oh, wow. Thank you for not boosting out. Nope. Not today, Wizrobe. Oh, that's right. Okay, that works too. Damage isn't that big a deal. You would think so. That's probably why they disappear, so that they can just catch their breath. Carol. That's so... That is their new official name. It has been spoken. Oh my god, that was brilliant. Thank you very much for that. I will take those bombs gladly. Alright, I can't see anything on my screen. I know you can. There was a tile there that I needed to hit, like in the bottom crook of that W, in order to get over here. But on my screen, it is completely black. I don't really need that. I'm getting that more just for safety. Alright, so this is Weirtoad. Weirtoad sucks, and I'll explain why as we go. Oh, that doesn't suck, though. So it has 3 different attacks that it can do. The only one where it takes damage is the one where it exposes the golden brain. And of course, 2 of the first 3 cycles, it gives me exactly what I'm looking for. What is going on here? Thanks, Uber. How do I know where to put the bombs on the wall? I speedrun this game. So I know where everything is. But to answer your question as far as, like, where specifically on the wall, it's always in the center. Yeah, Spaz, don't do that, man. Come on. We're going with the blessing theme here, man. We don't need any jinxes or nothing. Okay, good. Yeah, see, that's how it is in Neutopia. There's just old men that are either trapped or chained up in places that are just literally waiting for you to talk to them, and that is their sole purpose in life. So yes, to answer your question, that's a yes. Yeah, the RNG absolutely is inspired over you. That is a great call. Oh yeah, it's crazy in here, man. That's why they need a hero like Jezeta's son. Alright, so this guy is going to give us a very, very nice item to get. This is actually another greatest hit from the first one. These are the Falcon shoes. You will probably notice right away that my walking speed has increased greatly, which is cool because normally my walking speed was painfully slow. No, it's not elderly abuse. Like I said, it's just the way things are here. They just like living in solitude in dungeons, waiting for one moment in their life to validate it. Yeah, heckin' jams is a fantastic way of putting it. So we get the wind staff. Outside of, like, possibly one application, this thing is essentially useless. The only reason why I made the detour to come and get it is because I need to satisfy the 100% category. Same with this item that I'm about to pick up here. We're just going to shove this grandfather clock out of the way like it's no big deal. And we're going to pick up the Moonbeam Moss. This is going to light up dark rooms and dungeons. However, because there are so few that we encounter, and so few and even fewer of them are actually complicated, it's really not necessary. Talk to another purple robe guy. Don't take the password, but it does reset this point. So I'm like, alrighty, so off we go into an area where it is much colder. Not a big deal for our brave warrior here. At least it won't be shortly. Let's see if we can bait the Blanca ball from this thing. There we go. This guy gives us another bomb upgrade, which is a welcome addition. Alright, so now we do some slipping and sliding with some ice physics here. And then we go into this staircase, and this guy gives us the snow boots, which nullifies all ice physics. So we literally have to deal with it for like 3 screens, and that's it. Pretty nice. I mean, some of the houses that these old guys live in aren't that bad. I mean, they're, you know, they'd be considered nice. Alright, so we are rapidly approaching crypt number 4. Alrighty, so this is the use of the rainbow drop. You see these rainbow bridges that are appearing automatically underneath my feet. They're going to allow me to go over these tile-wide gaps that I'm going to be encountering. That's a good point too, yes. Yeah, they might be living alone in a cold, dank cave, but they're like, yeah, beats the alternative. Yo, Common Fate knows what's up. This silver sword is another welcome upgrade too. I'll be doing a lot more damage with this. Here, make sure we don't get hit. Shove you out of the way. Alright, so with this crypt and certainly in the next couple ones, the importance of having a lot of bombs at our disposal is going to become very important. I have the boomerang on here. Ah, shoot. I wasn't far enough. Oh, but I'll take those bombs. That's what's up. Alright. Please, I need wings from these guys. Oh my goodness. I couldn't even finish the sentence. So, we're in great shape. So we're going to pick up this item, the flail. It's a weapon that we'll use. Normally, it is pretty useless because it's terribly weak. However, I mean, I have to pick it up anyway for 100%. But it's not such a bad thing that we do because there's one particular enemy against which the flail is insanely effective, and I'll be sure to point that out when the time comes. The ghosts unfortunately disappear too fast for me to kill them all in one cycle, unless I get super lucky. So, that's to be expected. Alrighty, these guys are notorious for dropping bombs. I hope I get at least one here. Perfect. Alright, so this boss coming up, Roboid, this is one of the few bosses that we can actually manipulate. So we're going to bait out these punches from him to the left. No, we're going to bait out these punches to him. Okay, there's a third one. And there's a fourth one. Just going to land on the boomerang. Do a little damage there. Now we're going to bait out a few more punches. This time we're going to bait out 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. Let's go. Perfect. That was strange. Okay, good. do that much walking around. But 2 cycles is ideal. Alright, so here we've got the Aqua Lung, which will allow us to walk underwater. Yes, Carolyn brings up kind of a sore subject. The fact that at the end of this game, it is touted that there is going to be a Neutopia 3 that, to my knowledge, does not actually exist. So, empty promises made by Hudson Soft. If you want to talk about great music, the underwater theme here is sweet. We don't hear it for very long, though, which is unfortunate. And this is the only underwater section of the game. Alright, so here we are in crypt number 5. You might notice that, as opposed to the first 4 crypts that we've been through, the music in this one is different, and there's actually a significant reason for that, which I will explain once I get to the end of it. That's max bombs. That's beautiful. Oh, come on! Thank you. That's much better. Oh, come on. These little water globules are also manipulatable, provided that you actually do it properly. There we go. Oh, hello. Alright, so here's another example of where we're going to use the boosting here to just send us flying in the other direction. At a pretty rapid speed, too, so it does save time. Thank you. There we go. Alrighty. Sorry if I'm not keeping up on chat. There's some pretty intricate movement that goes on in this crypt when it comes to just moving through the obstacles and manipulating the enemies, so this one usually sponges up a good amount of my concentration. This crypt, that is. Yo, what's up, L'Oreal? Ocarina of Time. We're gonna start talking about how Ocarina of Time was originally a Neutopia game, but Nintendo just wanted to take it and reskin it and just call it Zelda. Because I could roll with that theory. I'll probably get a whole bunch of people mad at me, but whatever. Oh my goodness, how did that happen? Thank you for the heart, though. Got a refund. Yo, what's up, Lisa? Oh my god, why are you in my way? Thank you. That works, I guess? Cool. Nice. Don't want to take any more damage. Ooh. Alright, so here's an example of a boss where I'll be using the boomerang, but will be gladly taking damage to make sure that I don't lose it. There we go. 2 cycles. That's perfect. Alrighty, so you might recognize that boss. It was what we died to at the beginning of the game, and here is Jazeta, now that we have vanquished the Kraken. And he says, "Oh, son, you found me. Alright, here's the deal. Remember that Dearth guy that I defeated at the beginning of the game? At the beginning, or at the end of the first game, yeah, he's back, and it's worse than before, but I'm too weak to continue, so take this Sword of Legend, finish the deal that I could not, and if it's alright with you, I am just going to go ahead and finish talking and then take a nap. Alright, so we're back to the shrine that we were at where we woke up Princess Kea. Now we're going to go to the left, and this guy's like, yo, nice sword, get in there. And this guy's like, yo, nice sword, why don't you stab it into this rock? And we're like, okay. Yeah, F to pay respects to Jizeta. He actually is taking a permanent nap. Naps are sad, this is true. Alright, another purple robe guy. This is where having that... Oops! Oh yeah, no, that's good. I thought I... Okay, never mind. This is where having him refill your life is rather handy. Alright. So, what's coming up here is more ice physics that I don't need to worry about. But at the end of this little overworld section is by far the longest crypt in the game, crypt number 6. And this doesn't make it any shorter. So in this crypt, you are going to see the importance of having bombs. I will be using exactly 17 of them to get through this crypt. I can only hold 16. So, that should underscore the importance of getting the drops that I need. Please stay away from me, thank you. Okay. Alrighty. 17, that is correct. Count along with me if you want to. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. No. I'm full on bombs. I don't need to grab that. Oh, yes. This is the last time where we really need the RNG gods to smile on us. For the rest of the run, I should say. I don't mean for the rest of my speedrunning career. That would suck. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, 1. No, Zelda is a Neutopia game. That's how that actually works. Alrighty, so these cloud guys, these are the ones that we're going to flail down. Because they essentially... So what I need to do is I need to break them into their segments. I need to not pick up that hourglass until now. Okay, good. I need to break them down into their smallest segments and then destroy them. Well, each of their... In order to split them, they only have essentially 1 HP that you need to deal in damage to them in order to do it. And that's exactly what this flail does. So the fact that it's weak in this case doesn't make a difference. But the fact that I can swing it around like a drunk cowboy and lasso is awesome. So is getting that crystal drop. Hello. You. Not that important right now because I've only used one, but it will be much later. Those dragon enemies that I was fighting before that shot out the blue fire, they are going to be the homies when it comes to dropping bombs. 2. Three. Oops. Okay. Whoops, no, I've got to push that block. Go. I'm actually going to fight these guys just in case the wing drop on the first try. What is going on here? That's 4. 5. 6. That should be close enough. This is on the TurboGrafx 16, or the PC Engine as it was called in Japan. Another crystal drop. What is going on? Oops, didn't mean to step on that, but that's okay. Okay. 7. Yeah, exactly. Hence why it's in this marathon. This is not a bad game, it is an obscure one. It's also going to be on the TurboGrafx Mini that's going to be coming out in just a few weeks. I believe that's 8. Use the flail again here. Oh! There you go. Nice. I want to push this one. Nine. Hello. Yeah, what's up, Zimmy? This next room is a lot trickier than it looks. Yeah, there you go. Stay away from the center. If they can manage to do that, that makes this a lot better. Shoot. Good, there's a bomb drop. That's cool. Yeah, those arrows on the ground that push you towards those dagger blocks is not fun. Alright. So they switch it up here, now they trap a young woman in here as opposed to an old man. Alright, now it's 10. They could be on top of that. Grimaldi, it looks like. 11. 12. Oops! Oh my god, that missed. Wasting bombs is not something I feel like doing. There you go. We have the golden shield. Oh, so I didn't probably should have mentioned that part of what Jazeda told us was that in order to confront Dirth, we are going to need the three items of legend: the golden shield, the golden armor, and the sword of the sun. 13. So that's the shield. Bomb drops galore. 14. 15. It's cool, man. I'm the one that needs to keep track of this stuff. Well, I don't really need to keep track of it. I just need to pay attention to what I'm doing so I don't die while I'm running a game on RPG Limberdick's channel. What's up? Oh, okay, good. I slipped by that. I appreciate the effort, my friend. Alrighty, we get a second medicine here. This is just for safety for the final boss. Hopefully that's the only time that I will be using medicine is at the final boss. I have to wait for a cycle here. Didn't quite make it. Alrighty. Okay, so maybe it is only 16. I thought it was 17. So here we go. This is Medusa. Medusa's actually a very easy fight. We're just going to line up with the crystal in her head over on the left-hand side. Stab, throw the boomerang, keep stabbing when she gets into range, and she dies. And that's it. So after that super long crypt that we went through that takes over 9 minutes, we get to the end, and it's just a simple boss. But we get the Bell of Heaven, which is an extremely useful item. In fact, we're going to put it to immediate use as soon as we get out of here. Indeed. See, you get it. You're getting it. You're getting it. So we take this up here to get the Sun Flame, which is going to be pretty important in just a few seconds, actually. Well, maybe about a minute or two. Oops. Good thing I went diagonal so it didn't boost me back. Alright. So that flute that we obtained from the young woman in that tower, we give a little toot right here, and this ice golem comes out and says, "Oh, that Dearth, you trapped me under the ice. Here's a medallion." We need to collect these 4 medallions in order to open the way to Dearth's lair so that we can confront him. So there's the first of 4. We are now going to go and snap up 2 more in pretty quick fashion. Alrighty, so we come into here, and this blacksmith is like, "You have the Sword of Legend and the Sun Flame?" It's all good. Here is the Sun Sword. So that's the second of the 3 items that we need for you cannot actually do the boss fight if you do not have all 3 items. We're going to take the time to kill these chameleon things so that we can come in here and grab an item that is just painfully useless. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, these games were pretty vibrant. So we pick up the lightning staff. You will never see me use it. It's that bad. It's not useful. But 100%, so what are you gonna do? Crystal killed one of them, but not the other. Interesting. Here's going to be another example of using that boost to get where we want to go quickly, as opposed to backwards. This guy's going to give us our 3rd and final bomb capacity upgrade. At this point, we don't need that many more bombs. In fact, I probably already have enough in my inventory right now to finish the game. So, unfortunately, oh my God, I hate these things so much. The upgrade at this point really doesn't do us any good. Yo, Scala, thank you for the encouragement. I want the wings. Alright. So we talked to this crazy scientist dude, and he's like, oh hey, I understand you need to climb into a volcano and kill a fire salamander. I've got just the thing. Here, take this magic hand. Because what trip into a volcano would be complete without a magic hand? Uno Squid, what's going on? Right, this guy's gonna refill our health, which is nice because we're gonna tank a decent amount of damage from this next boss that we're gonna fight. Hello. Please stop doing this to me. There we go. Hey, Jopa. Yeah, exactly. Buy the gauntlet, get the hand inside for free. Alright, so these are the worst enemies in the game. Their spears that they shoot out do just an obscene amount of damage, and they like to do this, where they just fly across the top of the screen and you cannot hit them without taking massive damage. Alright, so this is the salamander. Growl. We're just gonna sit here, throw a boomerang, throw it again, stab a bunch of times, keep stabbing, and that's it. Alright. Now that boss is very easy. The next boss that we're going to fight is going to be the exact opposite. Alright, so we have the red medallion. That's 2 down, 2 to go. Delicious magical science. Alright, so. Volcano is upset. So we're just going to walk away from him and be like, okay, cool, now we're safe. Except the volcano is going to say, no. Use this piece of land as a surfboard. Alrighty. Well, it is in Neutopia. Alright, so these ogre enemies, those, you see when they hit the ground with their clubs, it makes that little slapping, kind of animation. If you're in that slapping animation, it actually stuns you in place for a few seconds. Okay, I'm actually going to go serious during this boss, because it's awful. Okay, good. Alright, so that's Zorbon. So, the way that it works is that you have to split it into these little, the little water drop enemies here, and then kill them with your sword. The only time that you can split it is when it's scooting around on the floor. However, if you are lined up with its X or Y axis at any point while it is sliding, it will stop and then just start jumping around and shooting out the water at you, during which time you can do absolutely nothing to it. Now, you want to try to split it up as much as possible. But imagine the dismay that it causes when you split it into just the 4 jumpers, and they're just shooting water everywhere, and you're trying desperately to line yourself up in a spot where you can hit it with your boomerang, and it's just not happening. I am notorious for losing my boomerang on that boss, just because there's so much going on at once, things flying in different directions, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Anyway, I'm glad that boss went as well as it did. Because that boss sucks. So, anyway. Let's here we go into crypt number 7. Hello. Thank you. Oh my goodness. The crystal... I've never had crystal luck like this in a run. Alrighty. Okay, so... the fact that they were all standing there together is going to allow me to use the wind staff to pretty effectively kill all of them rather quickly. That was a nice pattern from them. Sometimes they like to go hang out down there in the bottom corner, and they're just impossible to hit. Is that so, Lisa? Yes, they can. If you get if you find yourself in that little kind of splat animation when they hit the ground with their clubs, yeah, it will not only will it lock you in place from moving, but you can't even change directions, like the direction you're facing either. So we don't like that. And it almost happened to me there. Oh, get back here. Where are you going? Okay. So this is where we're going to use the Bell of the Heaven pretty liberally. Anytime you're at a situation where you just need to push a block to open up the door to a room... Oh, of course you would do this. Oh, my God. Anytime you're in a situation where you would need to push a block to open up a door to the room, you could ring the bell instead and it will open up instantly. So instead of having to go up there and push that block that's at the top of the room, we just ring the bell and just get through it instead. Come on. Oh my God. You for that. This room is always fun. I want hearts, thank you. Hello. Perfect. Alright. I like this here. So you pick up the key as you're holding it proud. That spear comes and hits you right in the chest, and you just don't care. Use the bell to open that up so we don't have to walk all the way down and push it. Alright. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Alright, so this next boss is a big pain. This is Sorfloyd. We're only going to be able to damage it when the pistol in its middle opens up. And its hitbox is really weird. Come on. Should be right about now. There you go. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to take that second damage. I should be fine, though. Hopefully I can do this in 3 cycles. No, I threw it the wrong way. Never mind. Yep, this is going to be at least 4 now, because I did no damage there. Oops! There we go. That's more like it. Oh no, there's going to be 5 cycles. Neat. Alright. Not having to use a potion is the real success here. There we go. Okay, good. Because it's extremely difficult to avoid taking a lot of damage when fighting that boss. So... yeah. Exactly. Alright, so that is the 4th and final medallion that we needed to obtain. So our final objective now is to go and whoops. Is to go and fight the go into the final crypt and confront Dirth and destroy him. One last order of business before we go to that crypt. That is going to be right over here. Burn down this cactus. Come in here. And this guy is going to give us our final life upgrade. And with that, we have satisfied everything that we need to obtain for the 100% category. Now it's just a matter of beating the game. Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. I don't we all feel that at some point we're like we're an expert on life? Alright, so here we go. In goes the blue medallion. In goes the red medallion. In goes the yellow medallion. And finally the green one, right there. There we go. Alrighty, this room is not a lot of fun. You have to fight these Grim Reaper-y dudes, and just the layout of this room was very awkward for the pattern that they go in, trying to fight them, so... Those block enemies are going to be throughout this. Okay. These enemies are very tough to deal with, mostly because of these ones that are on the other side of this area that I can't get to. So I'm hoping he just slithers right into the corner here and I can just stab him to death. Oh, dang it. Almost. There we go. Okay, good. They never were red. They were always brown. Okay, you guys are just gonna be jerks. Again, I can't get to them to confront them face to face, so I am forced to resort to attacking them from distance, except for when I boost them in the corner. I can just do that. That's good. Oops, no. There we go. Alright, one last time for the flail to shine here. Hello. Perfect. Ooh, I'll take that heart, too. Well, one thing I didn't mention about the flail, which is another thing that kind of makes it a weird weapon to use, is that every time you use it, it costs you 10 gold. Every swing takes money out of your inventory. Fortunately, because the only thing that we buy in this game is the boomerang, provided that we don't need to replace it from losing it early on, the fact that it takes that money is pretty inconsequential. Alright, these flying squirrel enemies are awful. So awful that we have a special mitigation strategy for them later on. Push them down in the corner, double them up. Hello. Let's go. Alright, here we're going to use the bell to get through here quickly. Alright, fortunately, I don't need to fight these squirrels. I just need to basically keep them out of my way until that bomb explodes, and then here we go. Alright, so, this magic ring that I've been holding on to pretty much the entire game, I hold on to it for this very room right here. Having to deal with these flying squirrels while those spikes in the ground keep reappearing is truly awful and can be very, very time-consuming. But instead we can just use that magic ring to turn them all into little blobs, and they die very quickly. No, Uber, you can only have one boomerang at a time. So, yeah. You have to be good to the one you've got, otherwise, you're forced to buy another one. If you want to do, you know, a significant amount of time saving and headache reduction. Oops, that's right. Step on that. Go, go, go. Good. There we go. That room went beautifully. If those block guys get loose, that room can turn into a huge mess pretty quickly. Alrighty, we are actually just a few rooms away from the final boss. Just for the record, time will be on the final hit of the boss. I will call it out because it is not readily obvious immediately. So, we'll get to there soon. My life is actually looking pretty good, but there's still 2 more rooms to deal with here. This more challenging. No, a ring drop would be great. Bug homies? No. Okay. No. Alright, that's fine. Actually, that room went actually pretty well. Alright, so here we go. So this is Dearth. Here's our final boss. What he is going to do is he's going to steal those 3 rods, the fire, thunder, and wind staves, excuse me. And he's going to use them against us, despite the fact that he's got this big ferocious looking sword there on his belt. Alright, so here we go. Fight time. Alright, we want to see him use the lightning as much as possible. The wind is the one we want to see the least. The nice thing about the lightning one is that he reappears much quicker. I'm just gonna use this. Much quicker after using lightning for some reason. Oh, we've got him weakened. That's time. I got 113.47 by my timer. I am not in control of that timer. Shoutouts to Palmer. He's got a lot going on. It's cool. But yeah, I mean, this is well under estimate. The estimate would consider a death. But we didn't do that. We actually soared through this game pretty easily. World record for this is a very high 1:11, so we were less than 2 minutes off of that, which is, you know, for a marathon, that's pretty good. So, yeah. Alrighty. So I'm seeing a ton of GGs here in the chat. Thank you very much for that. So what's going on here is that Chiseda's son is essentially doing a victory lap, going and talking to everyone like, yo, I did it. And they're saying, hey, good job. Let's go party. And eventually we do. So, yeah. Palmer, thank you very much for that. If you enjoyed what you were watching here as far as either, you know, the gameplay itself, the speedrun, or if you enjoyed my personal commentary on this, or perhaps even both, please do give me a follow. I would greatly appreciate that. The Neutopias, the first two are two of my main speed games, so you see me doing this a lot on my channel, as well as the Willow run that I was doing earlier for this marathon today. So, yeah, so if you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate you giving me a follow. I'd love to see all of you hanging out in my chat and enjoying what I do there. So, yeah. Yeah, Adrian, Adrian, I did it. And as is customary for Neutopia, the group shot at the end. And with that, the quest of Murdoch's descendant in Neutopia comes to an end. But for the inhabitants of Neutopia, it's the beginning of a new era of peace. Yo, thank you for that follow, Latmaggie. Alrighty, so, shoutouts to Palmer again for having me in this marathon. Like I said, I always love the opportunity to spread the gospel of Neutopia. Shoutouts to RPG Limit Break for putting on this marathon, and shoutouts to all of you for being here, watching it, having fun with me. This is a great time. I hope you all greatly enjoyed it. I know I did. So. Yeah, this has been a really good marathon so far, and I feel like we've continued that. So, all right, I think with that, I'm gonna go ahead and step aside. I'll hand it on over to Palmer so that he can get us ready for the next run. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and until next time, take care, folks.